Hey, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be talking about Diddy. He's the topic of conversation yet again for the second time in 2 days. The female that you see just dropped a story via Unwind with Tasha K, and I'm going to be including some of that interview in this video. All of the accusations you're going to hear are alleged. Diddy has not released an official statement regarding these claims. The female that you're going to be hearing about is Virginia V. That is the name that she goes by. You can find her on Instagram at Gina V Huynh. It's Gina Gina Huynh. Virginia was dating Diddy for about 5 years. They met for the first time in Vegas in 2013 and later met again in Miami 2014. She had 2 pregnancies, one in 2014 and one in 2018, both of which was aborted per her at the request of Diddy. She claimed that Diddy was verbally, mentally, and physically abusive to her. She said that there was times when he would get upset and he would beat her on the sides of the head, avoiding her face, I'm assuming to prevent bruising. She also confessed that she was a side chick. She knew about Cassie for many years, and she also claimed that Cassie knew about her.
I just got to the point where I was just so angry that I took a bottle of De Leon and then I smashed it on the ground, and he was like, bitch, you did that at my house with my kids here. Bitch, my kids is here. And then I ran out the meditation room, meditation room. Okay. And he chased after me. He pushed me to the ground outside, and he took my hair and was dragging me across the grass in my hair with my hair.
She also has a daughter, and at the time she was dating Diddy, her daughter was 3 years old, and she recalled a time where she got into a physical altercation with Diddy where he abused her in front of her daughter. She goes on to talk about all the times where Diddy cheated on her throughout their 5-year relationship. She also indicated that she had saw a naked picture in Diddy's phone of Lori Harvey, who is the stepdaughter to Steve Harvey. She also stated that she believed that Lori and Diddy was in a relationship, and that was quite surprising because at one point we were all hearing that Justin, who is Diddy's son, was supposed to be talking to Lori. So all of that was just confusing, but it was very interesting to hear.
He had shown me a picture of me and him, the first pic that we ever took, and I was like, you should save that as your screensaver. So he was like, I don't know how. So I was trying to show him, and I saved the picture to his photo album on his phone, and then I clicked on the photo album to set it as a screensaver, and I saw a picture of him and Lori, the same exact pose.
What do you mean?
I mean, the same exact pose that he took with me.
Okay.
And he did the same with Lori.
Were they clothed or not?
No.
They weren't clothed?
No.
Lori Harvey.
I mean, I didn't see the whole body. I just seen up here, up. I mean, up,
okay.
From her chest and up.
What had me fascinated with her story was she said shortly after she released videos of her and Diddy together, she claimed that Diddy tried to get TMZ to create a fake story about her sleeping with Tristan Thompson, the ex to Khloe Kardashian. At one point, she admitted that she was jealous of Cassie. She wanted to do the same things that Cassie was able to do as far as attending, events with Diddy. But if you're a side chick, you cannot be seen in public with celebrities. Throughout the interview, she got a bit emotional. She was mentally wrecked. But at times it looked like she wanted to smile. But I have to admit that sometimes people deal with traumatic experiences differently. So I don't want to look too much into it, deeply into, her back and forth emotions, because she just might be going through some type of traumatic experience. And hearing her story, it just seemed like she was rather soft-spoken, young-minded, easily manipulated, naive, but Diddy got with her so young. At the time, she was 22 years old, and now she's 27. How much has she matured? She said there were times throughout the relationship where Cassie would call her on the phone and, just try to tell her, to stay away from Diddy. But I have to wonder, did Cassie know what was going on in their relationship? Did she have an inside source? Somebody who was feeding her information on all these fights that she was having in front of the family? When she was asked why did she come out with her story, she said because he had cut her off and she wanted him to be held accountable for the stuff that he was doing to these women. She's a very beautiful girl. I mean, look at her. But I have to ask myself, why does a lot of these women allow themselves to be subjected to this type of abuse with celebrities? I have to ask, is it because of the money? Is it because of the fame? Is it because of the gifts that they're always getting? What does she mean that he cut her off? Cut her off from what? Cut her off from the money? I have to play devil's advocate here too, because there's always two sides to the story. Time and time again, I see these women out here running behind these men when they have young daughters that they need to be raising. And in the interview, she said that Diddy was taking care of her daughter. What were you doing? Were you working? How was you supporting your own child? And I find it disturbing that a woman would allow her daughter to watch her being abused by a man. Why would you subject yourself, let alone your daughter, to that? You set the bar low enough to be satisfied with being a side chick. When do we ever think that side chicks were acceptable? Listen, ladies, if you are with a man who already has a woman, she is his first lady. That man does not value you. You are nothing more than sex to him. And men, if you are with a female who is allowing herself to be a side chick, she sees no value in you other than a dollar sign. We keep hearing about these stories where these women will get in relationships with these celebrities and they're nothing more than side chicks. And then they're getting abused left and right. And then the man drops them to go on to another relationship. And now these women are bitter and want to come out with their story. What happened to your story when he was with the other females? Why did it take you so long to come out and speak on it? I will never question whether or not she was abused in that relationship. By looking at her in this interview and how emotional she got, there was something that she experienced in that relationship that probably was not good. We all heard stories of Diddy being, verbally abusive to his girls. We heard about the time where the police was called during a confrontation that he had with Cassie. And that makes me go back to wonder, did Cassie and maybe Kim Porter experience the same type of abuse during their relationships? If any of this is true, it paints a very different picture of Diddy. We always see those pictures that he's posting of him being a loving father, all those inspirational quotes that he posts. Karma does come around full circle. So, my question is, will Diddy have her silenced in some kind of way? One thing is true, once these females leave these high-profile relationships, they go on to, do better for themselves. She's already got endorsement deals for being the face of hemp water lifestyle, so she's carving out a new path for herself. It's going to be interesting to see what you guys' thoughts are on this whole situation. But if you want to watch this full interview, go to Unwind with Tasha K. But until then, I'll see you guys. Before you guys leave, make sure you hit that subscribe button and that bell for notifications.